What's up, folks? So a really quick video from me before I go to bed tonight. And we're going to talk a little bit about shift work, how to eat and how to train on shift work. Now, you know the kind of jobs I mean. Nurses who work incredibly hard, paramedics, doctors, fire staff. These kind of jobs can be extremely erratic with the timekeeping and your ability to train, when to train, how to recover, how to sleep and rest, and very much so how to eat. But let me talk about the priorities first. When you are doing shift work, some days you may be working 6 hours, 8 hours. Some days you may be working 20 hours. You may have 3 hours sleep here, 9 hours sleep here. You've got to snatch it where you can. Now, of course, it's a very difficult way for your body to operate, but we appreciate the fact that you will do that for our benefit. The key to trying to get in shape, stay in shape, and of course remain healthy above all else is to ensure that you are sleeping. You should really be prioritizing your rest at all times. If you can sleep, if you can find even a half an hour to have a power nap, have a power nap. If you can sleep for 3 hours, sleep for 3 hours. If you can sleep for 10 hours, sleep for 10 hours. Really work on trying to make sure you are getting good quality sleep. Now, one of the things you're going to want to do with that is to always ensure you have carbohydrates before you go to bed. Why? Because this is going to help to elevate serotonin. It's going to help to put you in a more restful state, which is going to allow you to recover and sleep better. You are also going to want to supplement with magnesium for very many reasons. Your body is going to be highly stressed because of how heavily your circadian rhythm is being screwed with constantly. You're likely to be fairly overstimulated. Magnesium is going to calm down your nervous system, potentially calm down your brain, and it's going to help you get more restful sleep. So, first two priorities, we need to look after the sleep by taking magnesium and carbohydrates. And secondly, we talk about diet. Now, for me, I've always found that if you are working on shifts or if you have quite an erratic schedule, you need to think about your diet, not daily, but weekly. Now, the majority of people know how many meals they're planning on having in a particular day. They tend not to think that much about the week. You know, we're thinking about the micro, not about the macro, and we're going to look at that from a day-to-day point of view. So when you are eating on shift, let's say with your diet to get the results you want and to make sure you're fueled well enough and to make sure you're recovering, you're having 5 meals a day, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across the whole day, across every day, blah, 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 blah. Right? We know by the end of that week, you're going to have 35 meals, okay? Because there's 7 days. Right, so 35 meals if you're having 5 steady meals a day. Now the problem is, if you're on a really long day, some days you're going to need more meals than that. And at certain times when you can't fit them in, you're probably going to need less meals than that. So the thing to do would be to, instead of rigidly stick yourself to 5 meals a day, sometimes maybe you're only going to have time for 3. But that's cool, because maybe the next day you're on a 20-hour shift and maybe you're going to have time to make up those extra 2 and you have 7. Okay, and you see, vice versa, maybe I've got 2 here, maybe I've got 6 here, okay? Whatever you are planning out, try to look at your nutrients from a weekly point of view. So look at the total amount of nutrients you need to get in. Look at the total amount of calories you need to get in. Look at the total amount of feeds you need, so the amount of meals that you're actually planning on having. When you can do that, it's going to allow you to adjust your eating schedule to your working schedule, which is going to be extremely important for you, and it's going to make things much more easily to manage, because it doesn't mean that you're going to go through your longer days trying to stick to 5 meals or 4 meals or 3 meals, whatever it happens to be, and then being absolutely starving all day. But on other days when you just want to sleep, you can have less meals, sleep for longer. Absolutely cool. This is how to think about planning your nutrition when on shifts. Don't think about ramming in loads of meals when you're hungry. Don't think about starving yourself when you're on a really long day and you need the energy. Plan it out over the week. If you say, we've used this as an example, we're having 35 meals, which would average 5 meals a day, play around with it. Maybe you're only having 4 meals, maybe you're having 3 meals. It's a very easy thing to get around. So priorities, more than anything, when you are working shifts, sleep as much as you can to try and recover what you are losing because of your erratic schedule. Your circadian rhythm is going to be completely thrown off, and this is what we mean by kind of your light dark cycle. You're supposed to sleep at night, you're supposed to be awake during the day. That's going to be slightly thrown off, which is going to play havoc with your hormones. It's going to play havoc with certain neurotransmitters as well, so it's going to be very difficult for you to manage. So sleep when you can. Have carbohydrates before you sleep, because it's going to help to elevate serotonin, which will calm you down. Take in a good dose of magnesium before you sleep as well, about half an hour before you sleep. Say 250 milligrams to maybe even 400 milligrams on the high side is going to be more than adequate for the majority of people, and that's going to help you to recover a nice restful sleep. And don't worry, it's not like sleeping pills, it's not like an artificial sleep. you're going to be sleeping deeper naturally, which means you will wake up considerably more refreshed. Now that then finally leads us to the training. When is it best for you to train when you are working shifts? This is going to be somewhat down to you, wherever you feel the preference is. For me, it would always be first thing upon waking, because if you can get it out of the way when you wake up, you are not going to need to do it later down the day when you may be exhausted or you need to be sleeping. So when you wake up, give yourself an extra hour in the morning to get to the gym, to do your training session, get it out of the way, get on with your day and schedule your eating like this. Allow for more meals on longer days, allow for fewer meals on the other days, and prioritize your sleep where you can. Hopefully this has given you some semi-valuable information on how to eat on shifts. This is especially relevant to all of those of you who work in the NHS and health services around the world, fire services around the world. Think about your calories, your macros, and your number of meals weekly, and break that down based on your schedule, because it is always changing. Hope this has helped.